and welcome to Diecast Restos. I'm Jason, and this week I'm restoring a vintage Lesney Matchbox 73B F1 Ferrari. These models were in the series between 1962 and 1968. This example is clearly missing a wheel, as well as its steering wheel and plastic driver. There's little left of its red paint and nothing left of its decals. I've got another casting here that is equally damaged. Because there aren't yet any reproduction wire wheels available, I'll be scavenging what I can to complete this model. You can at least roughly see here how the decals would appear. I'm going to restore two models to original spec today, so I also have this more complete one, which has all four wire wheels and an intact steering wheel. The casting is based on the Ferrari 156 Sharknose single-seats Formula 1 racing car. These were built and raced by the Scuderia between 1961 and 1964. Here's one at Goodwood in 2014. I've sourced my reproduction decals from Steve Flowers Model Supplies and they look a great match. From there I've also bought the two replacement plastic drivers and single steering wheel that I need. The casting was always painted in traditional Italian Rosso Corsa, though this being Lesney, shades always varied. All 73Bs were fitted with the wire-type wheels and had black base plates. The radiator grille sitting within the Sharknose could be painted black or left bare metal. As the model was number 73 in the Matchbox range, like other castings, it received this number as its side decal. They can also be found with the number 52 of the 52A Maserati 4CLT. In addition to the racing number, the cars also had a Ferrari prancing horse emblem on each side. Steering wheels and exhaust pipes were Zamac and could be found in silver or left unplated. The plastic drivers could either be white or grey. There were no significant modifications to the casting and there were no recolours during its 6 years in production. It was replaced by the Mercury commuter in 1968. In order to protect the very thin steering wheel from the harsher caustic soda paint removal method, I'm using liquid paint stripper on this base where the steering wheel is still attached. The rest of the paint is blitzed in the sodium hydroxide bath. The Ferrari 156 was developed ahead of the 1961 Formula 1 season to comply with new regulations. The rules now required cars to be powered by an engine with a maximum displacement of 1.5 litres. By this time, Ferrari had already developed the 156 F2 for the Formula 2 regulations. The 156 earned its nickname Sharknose due to the characteristic air intake nostrils. Scuderia Ferrari began the 1961 Formula 1 season with a 65-degree Dino V6 engine. It was soon replaced by a new 120-degree angled engine. This change saw a power output increase of 10 horsepower, bringing the car up to 188 horsepower in total. Most importantly, this change lowered the car's centre of gravity. The 156 had a tubular space frame chassis and had a 5-speed manual gearbox. Its first World Championship race was the 1961 Monaco Grand Prix, in which Americans Richie Ginther and Phil Hill and German Wolfgang von Trips took second, third and fourth respectively. Von Trips then won the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort, the next event. The trio took all 3 steps on the podium at Spa, with Hill this time the victor. While the works team all missed out on points or retired in the French Grand Prix, privateer Giancarlo Baghetti won driving a 156 for FISA on his World Championship debut. In the British Grand Prix at Aintree, Von Trips led yet another Ferrari podium lockout. Tragically, in the Italian Grand Prix, a crash with Jim Clark's Lotus sent Von Trips' Ferrari airborne, crashing into a barrier and throwing him from the car. He was killed along with 15 spectators. The race was allowed to continue to prevent spectators leaving the track en masse, jamming roads in the locality and impeding the rescue effort. Phil Hill won the race. As his only title challenger was Von Trips, he won the Drivers' Championship with 1 race to go. The result also secured Ferrari the Constructors Championship. The team decided to not compete in the season finale US Grand Prix at Watkins Glen. Ferrari returned with the 156 for 1962, but other than a few podium finishes, the season was a failure, finishing 6th in the constructors' standings. The 156 Aero was developed for 1963, which had a more conventional intake over the old Sharknose. It also used direct fuel injectors over carburetors, thus increasing power output to 197 horsepower. 7-time motorcycle world champion John Surtees took a couple of podiums in the Aero before winning the German Grand Prix. Ferrari elevated to 4th in the standings as a result. For 1964, Ferrari introduced the 156's replacement, the 158. However, the 156 still had championship outings at Monaco and Brands Hatch with driver Lorenzo Bandini. He would take 3rd at the Nürburgring and then took the 156's final victory at the next race in Austria. These results helped Ferrari win the 1964 Constructors Championship. Unfortunately, the clear coat has caused these decals to crack. Luckily, I noticed this before coating the other casting. It's bizarre as other decals I'd coated that same day came out fine. John Surtees won the 1964 Drivers' Championship for Ferrari, but he exclusively competed in the 158. He became the first and so far only person to have won the World Championship on both 2 and 4 wheels. The 156's final competitive outing was the 1964 Mexican Grand Prix. Pedro Rodriguez secured the final point scoring position in his home race for the North American racing team. I hope that I've given you a good summary of the racing car that this casting is based on. So this casting snaps back together and is secured with a pair of M2 screws. Here then was how the worst of my trio of 73B Ferraris used to look. This one was bereft of most of its paint, the entirety of its decals, its driver, steering wheel and its front right wheel. Due to the wire wheels not yet being reproduced, I required a donor and aimed to end up with 2 complete Ferraris. Luckily I did, as the clear coat split the number decals on one of the bodies. So let's see how the good body turned out. What a transformation this is. Back in Rosso Corsa, this Ferrari is ready to race once more. The replacement wheel has obviously improved its stance, but what is best about the fixes is the accuracy of the number decals. It's a shame that they split when coated in lacquer on the other body, but they look superb on this one. Both complete models will be on the turntable together in the outro, alongside footage from the 1962 Monaco Grand Prix. The addition of the reproduction driver and steering wheel finished this restoration off nicely. This base received the black radiator, while the other had the unpainted one. That was just me adding some variety to the castings as the original Lesney models had. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks to those who already are. But all that leaves me to say is thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye for now.